My first video cut off. At the end of it, I implemented get all rates in rate DLL, and here I am. Or I could have done a different way. Let's do it this way. Let's see. I'm going to say test all rates. At test void test all rates. How about that? Boom. I'm going to say array list of rate domain model. All rates that equals nothing equals that. All rates equals rate DAL dot get all rates. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Rate DL get all rates. Cool. Rate domain model. I have to import it. Can't import it. What? Of course I can import it. Did I spell wrong? Rate domain model. Okay, I'm gonna do it myself then. I'm gonna say is it should be under rate DAL. Shit. It's under the client. It's under that. Under rate. There's rocket domain. Fair enough. Rocket domain. Import. Dot rate domain model. Happy array list. Couldn't find rate domain model. Had to import it the old-fashioned way. So there we are. All rates equals rate domain model. And now I don't need to implement that in the BOL. So I'm gonna get rid of that. That's that. There's that. Zap this. I don't need that. Goodbye. Okay, I like it. We're back to the test. Test all rates. I've got all rates with all rates, and that's coming from the DAL. So I know I'm getting back all my rates. So I'm going to say for rate domain model are in all rates. I'm going to get back credit scores, every credit score that's in there, and I'm going to get back the rate that shouldn't be there. Make sense? So I get back 5 rates. And I'm going to test to see if those 5 rates are going to get back the credit scores that are in the tables. So I'm going to say for each, right? I'm going to say if r dot, let's see, if let's make it simple, double. I'm trying to find the credit score. R rate equals r dot rate. Rate DLL dot get rate. Awesome. And that's coming from r dot get credit score. Okay. So our rate is the found version of what should have been in here. What's the story with this? It needs a try catch around it. Cool. Like we said we did before, we're gonna make this fail. Fail. Test all rates failed. God forbid if that fails, so done. Get rid of this garbage. Get rid of the sign there. Awesome. Okay, so the rate, the r dot get rate should be equal to r rate. That's my assert. Assert equal r, that's expected, r rate 0.01 equals what? That is going to be a double. Double is that? Oh, the r dot get interest rate. There we go. Double, and then this equals. I got 2 ints there. Where does you see 2 ints? Double, comma. There we go. So this should be testing every rate, going through the BOL, getting the data from the DAL. At a rate, this thing will work. Cross your fingers. It doesn't. Okay. And what happened? It says test all rates. Okay, so the the get rate failed for that credit score. Interesting. How did that happen? That get rate failed for that credit score. I don't believe it. So I'm going to toggle breakpoint there. I'm going to debug it, get to that spot. Cool. Step once. Min credit score is 600. That's the first one it finds. Right on. Comes back in here. And now it says get all rates. That happens. Okay. Why did that fail? Why did get all rates fail? Try that again. I'm doing something dumb. You know what it is? I bet you that in the, I know what it is. In BOL, where I have the equals, it should be greater than equals, or less than or equals. Try that again. Let's go back over to the test. Run it. That doesn't work. We'll debug it. Ta-da! Cool. So this test all rates, tests every rate. Stick a rate in the rate table, it'll pick it up. You're testing from two different sources, one from the DAL, the database, and one testing the BLL with the DAL's data. So if you've got this, you don't need this garbage. This is like a hard-coded test. This one will give you problems. The one that's coming from the database will never give you problems because you're testing from data from the database. All right. So, and I'm going to say test bad rate. How about that? Test bad rate. At test. Public void test bad rate. And I'm going to do that. Just that. I'm going to do that. And it's going to complain because it doesn't have enough throws. And I'm going to test with a Florida credit score, which I know doesn't exist. And this time I'm going to do a throws declaration. Okay, in this case, it is going to throw it's going to throw an exception. I guarantee it's going to throw a rate exception, and we want to make sure that happens. That happens. The expected class that's thrown from this test is a rate exception class. In other words, this unit test does not pass unless it actually throws a unit test. Or excuse me, throws an exception. Get rid of the test garbage here. I got my two tests. Run it. Awesome. Works. Okay. Alright. Close this stuff. I'm out. Rocket BOL. I'm going to run it as install. Success. Alright. Rocket BOL done. I didn't do the test for the payments, so let's do that real quick. So test void test payment. There's no throws of this one. Sorry, folks. I paused for a second. I've got a known rate. I got a known rate. 300,000 if future value is 0, 360 payments at 4%, compounding 0 should return me back that payment. So let's see if we can do that. I'm going to say double. Let's make this simple. 300,000. That's 300,000. Double FV equals 0. Double. Is that a double? It's got to be an integer. Integer. 60. There we go. Rate. Double rate equals 0.0. I got the rate. 0.04 by 12. And compounding. I'll deal with the compound later. So I'm going to say double PMT equals rate BOL dot get payment. Okay, that's looking for a double R, right? And we call that rate. And it's looking for an N, number of payments. We call that number of payments. Case sensitive number of payments. It's looking for the present value, which is PV for us. We're looking for the future value. And for this one, it's just false. Don't even worry about how it's compounding. Awesome. So I'm going to say assert equals PMT. Expected first. So it's 1432.25 1432.25 PMT 0.01 and run it. Green. Right on. Make sure that I'm not cheating here. I'm going to say 361, and that should be red because of payment of need. Yep, expected a payment of $1432.25, but got back $1430 because you made an extra payment. Put it at 360. Okay, so that means if you give the rates in your loan request, this should work. It's a negative number because those accounting functions return back payments as negatives. This is working great. All right, so BOL. I'm going to say run, clean install. And it's thinking. Build success. All right, clear this guy. BOL's done. DAL's done. Jabber you don't have to do anything with. Rocket Server. Rocket Server is going to do what? Rocket Server gets a message. It's a loan request message. Loan request is coming from, where the hell did I put loan request? Is that a BOL thing? I guess it is. That would be in Rocket Code. No, Rocket Data. There it is, loan request. Loan request has term, rate, amount, credit score, down payment, and so forth and so on. So that's pretty much the test that we had in the second test in the BOL. Interesting. So what this is saying is, first of all, it says missing attributes. It's missing an attribute. Income and expenses. Okay, so I got to do that. I'm going to say private income and double income. Private double expenses. Add these attributes, add the getters and setters. Boom, I go here, go to source, add getters and setters. There, and there. Okay. Get rid of the to-do. One less thing on that task list. Done. Save that. Okay. Go back over to Rocket Hub. When you get the Rocket Hub, you will have. This is the UI would have sent this message. Term, you've got rate. Rate you have. Amount. The rate you don't have. Amount you have. That's the amount that you're going to try to find. It's your credit score that's given. Down payment that's given. Payment that's calculated. So it's like this one and the rate. These are the two things they're going to figure out. All these other things are going to come in. All right. So by the time the hub gets it, it's going to have all the other pieces. I need to figure out what his rate's going to be. I've got his credit score. I need to figure out what his rate's going to be. And the way I figure out what his rate's going to be is I say LQ, which is now loan request, dot set rate, and that's going to be equal to Rocket BOL dot hope dot not Rocket BOL, Rocket. Rocket BOL. Rate BOL, excuse me. Rate BOL dot get payment. Nope. Get payment. It's not get payment. Where is it? Rate BOL. Static double. Get rate. It's a static method, so it's static. Should be available for all members. Rate BOL. Try that again. Rate BOL. Fucker. That's why. Because it's not public. Alright, come back and do that again. Given credit score. The given credit score is coming into the LQ dot get credit score. And what's the story with this? I've got to surround it with a try catch. Okay. I'm going to pause the video and then start on another video.